Welcome to track 4 of our practical side of startups, where we give you the tools to help you successfully launch a new business or ministry. This round we're going to be talking about team building. One of the biggest factors that contributes to the success of an organization is whether or not its members are able to work together as a team. There's an old African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Though it's often easier and much quicker for type A high-producing people to just get the work done themselves, in the long run, team building, delegating tasks, and collaborating with others will not only empower and multiply leadership within your organization, but it will also free you up to focus on the things that you feel specifically called to do. So first up, let's look at 5 reasons why collaboration is important. Number 1, self-awareness. I love self-evaluation, and nothing forces you to get down to the nitty-gritty about your idea like being forced to articulate it to others. Collaborating challenges us to distill our thoughts, principles, values, and goals into their most simplified form, and then communicate them clearly to others. You'll quickly realize what's working and what's not, what you're good at and what you do poorly, what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. It all becomes evident. Small things, both positive and negative, get amplified when you have to work with other people. This honest evaluation can cause you to grow as a leader if you look at it from a healthy perspective. Number 2, creative abrasion. This is a term coined by Jerry Hirsch when he was the executive designer at Nissan. Abrasion is a process of wearing down through friction. We typically associate friction with something negative, but friction in its purest form is energy. So why not convert that energy into something positive? There's an energy, both an excitement and a rub, that comes from working with people who are different from you. And those differences don't have to be negatives. You can leverage the differences and work to identify what can be complementary about other people rather than divisive. The old saying, 2 heads are better than 1, is stuck around for a reason. More effective problem solving happens when you put your heads together. People come from various backgrounds, talents, experiences, and perspectives. This can be used to great advantage if we understand that we are one part of a greater whole, and we allow creative abrasion to build a type of energy that moves us forward together. The third reason why collaborating is important is lifelong learning. Collaborating fast tracks you into becoming a learning organization. It's a trend right now that refers to organizations which have cultures of ongoing learning. Usually there's structures that support that learning, like Pixar has a Pixar University where employees are encouraged to take classes during work hours that are taught by other employees on a large variety of topics. Learning organizations are also seen as places where there are safety nets for failure, and this is absolutely key for creative thought and critical thinking and problem-solving skills in an organization. Organizations that are lifelong learning and collaborative are also seen as places where there are opportunities for growth in all aspects of team members' lives. And frankly, this is what the younger generation is looking for when they're looking for places to work and serve. So if we want to be effective at reaching and discipling the next generation, we have to create an environment of lifelong learning. And that comes through collaborating with one another. Each time you collaborate with others, you optimize the capacity of your team members to extend beyond their comfort zones. It causes them to grow, and in turn will stretch the boundaries of your organization. Number 4, value. When collaborating, it's essential that you, as the leaders, don't just invite others to participate in your vision or your idea or your project, but that you bring others in to be contributing team members where their thoughts and perspectives and their input matters. This creates value. Your team members will begin to feel that their voice and their work matters because it does. This in turn creates buy-in. When you give away responsibility and trust team members because you value them, they begin to take responsibility and ownership of their work. And then they even invite others in on the process. Team members are more likely to continue working for an organization longer when they have strong ties with the people that they work with and when they feel that they're part of something important. Your reach expands, your productivity increases, and value becomes evident when you collaborate. And the last reason why collaborating is important is efficiency. Eventually, and this may take time, lots and lots of time, but eventually you and your organization will become more efficient when you collaborate. If you're around Pastor Terry for long enough, you're bound to hear the phrase man hours. What he means by that is a construction project might require 100 man hours. That means it can be done by one person working for 100 hours, or by 5 people each putting in 20 hours worth of work. A project that would take a week for one person can be done in a day when 5 people are collaborating at a high level. This is especially true if you know the strengths of your team members. Again, it takes time to get to this level of efficiency. In the beginning, it will most likely take you a week to complete a task that you could have done on your own in a day. You'll have to sit next to people and oversee their work. You may have to redo projects multiple times over to make sure that it's done correctly. In the beginning, it will take more time than it seems to be worth. But if you collaborate and collaborate well, eventually your efficiency will multiply exponentially, and that is the biggest benefit of collaboration. So hopefully the why is worth it for you. Then the next question is, how do we get there? Let's look at 5 ways that we can promote collaboration on our teams. 1 is to involve. Get people involved early in the process of forming ideas. Have brainstorming sessions and do mind mapping sessions. Listen to what your team members have to say. Take their input to heart. Value their thoughts. Incorporate their ideas. And do so early in the process. In fact, for the most part, in my experience, the earlier the better. When you start with collaboration, it becomes our project, our ministry, our company, our organization, rather than your project or your ministry or your organization. And since we've been created for communion and relationship with God and with others, our is always going to trump mine or yours. Number 2, facilitate. Do not micromanage. That's worth repeating. Do not micromanage. People who need to control every aspect, no matter how small or insignificant, kill collaboration. As leaders, our job is to equip others to do the work, to be facilitators. Jesus did not come to be served, but to serve. He also sent us the Holy Spirit, who he says would be our helper. If Jesus saw himself in a servant role and sent the Holy Spirit in a servant role, and if they live and move and work through us, then we should also see ourselves as servants to our team members. How can I serve them? How can I help them? How can I support them? How can I train them to be better? How can I make their job easier rather than how can they make my life easier? If you want to instill collaboration in your team, then shift the mindset from fearless leader to facilitator. Number 3, in how we can build collaboration in our teams, trust. And this might be the linchpin. Other people do not think like you. They don't process like you. They don't problem solve like you. Other people don't work like you. And when they don't do the things the way that we do them, it can often seem threatening. Do they not agree with my way of doing things? Are they not following my lead? I know that my way has been successful in the past. If they do it differently, will it fail? What will that failure cost? These are all threats. Collaboration is a risk, but it is one worth taking. People are going to fail. They're going to fall short. They're going to make mistakes. But what's interesting is the human brain learns 3 times more from failure than it does from success. Team members need to know that it's safe to try new things and fail, to take new approaches and still be supported. They need to know that we trust them, and we should. If God has brought these people our way, then we should trust that God is working in them and through them as much as He is in us. So let go and trust your team members. Number 4, exemplify. It's been said that more is caught than taught. You can say to your children, be nice to your sister, all day, every day. But if you're sarcastic and sharp and mean-spirited with people, they're going to pick up more of what you do than what you say. And if you want others to work together as a team, then you must value collaboration and teamwork yourself. Number 5, reward. When you see collaboration happen, reward it. This is simply positive reinforcement. When others collaborate, notice it, recognize it publicly, personally thank them for doing so. An attaboy can go a long way. People love to be recognized, and when others see that recognition, they want to follow suit and act collaboratively as well. So the first thing here in team building is collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. This was week 1 of team building. I hope it's been helpful. As you begin to assemble a team, make it collaborative from the get-go.